The following is a presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and or future. Hit the right button. And how are you? I am well. My name is Ron Juckett, and today we're going to look at the Thoroughbred horse racing, the game. We're going to run a race. I'm going to show you the program. We're going to show you how to bet. And we're going to run about a mile race. Well, I'm not going to run it, but we'll do it. And so we'll show you how the auto jockey works in that. Thoroughbred horse racing has been available through ASG Games for a while in a card and dice variety. The computer version came out last week. A Red Sox fan ran my race. He ran those poor horses 3 miles. Oh, my God. Anyway, so that's what we're going to do. This is a first look video. This is not my first look at the game. You'll see that I've done some of it. But first look to see just about what the game is and whether or not you like it. Granted, though, I think for any of these niche sports, and horse racing certainly is that, you really do have to like the sport to buy the game. I'm not sure this is geared for casual fans, but you never know. So don't blame me for if you want to buy it. But I do like the game. So let's get to it. So this is the main screen. It shows you the list of the top 10 horses. You get different data sets. The game comes with the 2019 Breeders' Cup horses and the first half of the 2020 season. And so if you want to change around or create different databases, you can. But that's what you're buying. You're buying the game for, I believe, $34.95, and it comes with the 2019 Breeders' Cup and the 2020 Road to the Triple Crown series of races. And then there's a whole variety of seasons you can buy. I bought the all-time great sets. There's one that comes with 50 horses. So anywhere from 2-year-olds to 3-year-olds, and then 3-year-olds and up. And boys and girls as well. So this is what you get, and pay attention to this, because when we start the replay the thing I'm going to do live on Twitch, these top 10 horses, whomever they are going to be racing in the Breeders' Cup Classic. We'll just put there. All right, so let's take a look at. Can I show you a horse? No, I want to. I'll show you a card first. Let's take a look at Secretariat. 3-year-old, maybe the best horse of all time. All right, so we can take a look at this. You see the age, 3, colt, the year 1973. So there's 2 versions of Secretariat on this data set. There's the 2-year-old version from 1972 and the 3-year-old version in 1973. So first, then you see 1, 2, 3, 4, intermediate 1 and 2, and then underneath stretch. So essentially, if this was a 7-furlong race, this is how you would read the cards. Okay, the first furlong says that Secretariat is the 1. Secretariat does not get a good start. So you would take that under the dirt, you start with a 2, and then you roll 2d6. So let's say you roll a 7. So we'll show it to you in the race. So you start with a 2, you add to 17, and you get 19. And then you would essentially divide that in half and get about 10. And that would be your forward movement. We'll go through that with the race. So the number 2 column there is the 2nd furlong, he gets better. Then the 3rd and the 4th furlong, he really gets better. 5 is the best result I've seen. Then you get the INT period. That's the interim. So if you're running a 10 furlong race, then that would be the column you would read for those 3 columns if you were playing this out on the table. And then the stretch, which you'll hear Dave Johnson's. And down the stretch they come the last 2 furlongs. The furlong is 1/8 of a mile, by the way. So you would add 4 to, let's say you rolled a 6 for 19 for 23, and then you'd be able to, it kind of goes from there. So that's what the card looks like. He is very fast on the dirt, a 97. Very fast on the turf. I'm not sure if he ever ran a turf race, but we'll pretend he did. 97, and you can race in the slop, which we might do for that. So that's what the card looks like, and it gives you the record. He ran 12 races. He won 9, including the Triple Crown, finished second twice, and won third place. He carries 126 pounds of jockey and or lead weight. He won $860,404. Probably a couple million today. And Ronnie Turcotte was his jockey. So that's what the individual cards look like. When we do the race, you won't see the cards. We can do past performances. And so I ran the 3-year-old special. It gives you the date, which was August 10th, 2007. Not sure what the 23 stands for. His post position was 3rd. And then the results from at the quarter, the half, the 3/4, and I believe the final was the mile. That'd be a pretty quick mile. And he finished 4th in 4th place in a time of 109.4. And because he finished in 4th, he didn't finish down the money. And his odds were 4.2 to 1. And Ron Turcotte was there. And no, you don't get the racing results for that. So that's how you read that. So you can bet on these things. And why is that important? Was it Native Dancer? Yeah, he ran too. I created the Canada Cup. And the other one I ran was the Juvenile Sprint, which I don't know why he'd be in that one because he's a 3-year-old. Finished 9th in the Canada Cup. So that's how you read. So the past performances, you can read the cards. All right, next, let's go into bettors accounts. Well, look, you have Ron, and I'm not a very good bettor. So here's the races that I bet. It shows me who I bet on, how much I bet, and how much I won. We'll explain all that as we go through whatever the sample race I have. And you don't win all your bets. But if you're interested, gang, when we do live races, we can set up accounts for you. And then we can go through and you're watching live and you can set up bets for yourself. And the winner, well, I might do something nice for you. So you can register a bettor, and let's just say sample. Okay, and I can select an account. All access, which means that you can run any race that I would run. I can do that. Regular access, may wager on races run during an active season. Schedule access, races run during a schedule. And they supposedly can do a league. May wager on races run in a league. We're going to do all access. Save the account. Sample's been created. And now you see sample there. Has his own unique ID. Tells you what his access is. And they start you with 5,000. Fake dollars. No real dollars here. We can create a race. And I won't get into that. Essentially, what you can choose what you want. So if I will go through this a little bit. All right, we'll do the Dave Gardner Mile. And then you can select a whole bunch of tracks. You have Aqueduct. You have Arlington Park, dirt and turf. Belmont, dirt and turf. Churchill Downs, dirt. Hialeah near Miami, dirt and turf. Pimlico, Santa Anita, Saratoga. TR Downs, or TR, the generic one, which also has a sprint. Turf and Woodbine, which is up near Ontario. Where would I run the Dave Gardner Mile? Let's run it at Aqueduct. Okay? Select a distance. Remember, a furlong is 1/8 of a mile. We're going to run 1 mile. 8 furlongs. And because Aqueduct doesn't have turf, we're running it on the dirt. We can do fast, good, slow, muddy, heavy, and sloppy. Some of those are obviously for turf races. We want fast. We want speed. All right. Select the age group. We can run it for 2-year-olds. We can run this for 3-year-olds. We can run it 3 and up, and we can run it for 4-year-olds and up. Let's do it 3-year-olds and up. Gender, you can have open, which means that any of the horses can run in that age group. We can have just the boys or just the girls. Dave would like to run with just the girls, but we'll go open. Now, this doesn't really mean anything here. You can select the competition level. We'll go with the grade 1. That's a top level. But if you wanted to do allowance or claiming or maidens, if you know, maiden being someone's would be the, you can run maidens until you get your first win. Claiming means that the winner of the race, the horse, whoever wins the race, can be bought. It's what an allowance. I think it's just your basic, what you would find at the track. And the stakes race is grades 1, 2, and 3. We'll do grade 1. All right, so $1 million race. Entrance fee is $100,000. Let's save it. And now we can select the horses that we want to run in the Dave Gardner Mile. So 3-year-olds and up. Open. We have 38 horses, potential horses I can run here. I'm only going to pick 6. Let's go with affirmed. Let's do that right. I wish I could sort by year. Forgo. Seattle Slough. Secretariat. Ruffian. You can see the weights automatically populate there. Any other 70s horses? No. He doesn't have any from the 80s. And who else I want to go with? I want to go 6 here. Let's go with Damascus. You don't want to delete the horses. Okay, so I got my 6 horses. Affirmed in post position 1, he'll carry 128 pounds. Forgo in position 2, he'll carry 137. Secretariat, will carry 126 pounds. Out of the 3-hole Seattle Slew, who won the Triple Crown. Oh, no, wrong Seattle Slew. Oh, no, come on. All right, Seattle Slew. So we got the 370s Triple Crown winners. Ruffian, probably one of the best fillies of all time, and Damascus, William Shoemaker, will carry 128 pounds. So if I'm happy with that, I take a look. Grade 1 stakes race. We're going to run a mile on the dirt. It's fast. It's a $1 million race, open to 3-year-olds open. And the weights are handicapped. If I'm happy with that, I'm happy with that. We saved the race card. Close it out. Race selection. There's a whole bunch of races that you can choose. I'm going to go, hey, look, the third race here. Dave Gardner, the 1 mile, 8 furlongs. So I can choose it. I'm not going to go with an exhibition race. So here are my odds. Okay? It's a 6-horse race. Seattle Slew is not... Wow. Ruffian's going to give me 64.2 to 1. So it shows me the colors for the post positions. That's not necessarily the silk colors here. The jockeys and the ratings. And obviously, the better the odds, the better my chances are to win. So affirmed at 5 or 6 to 1. Forgo at 6 to 1. Seattle Slew at 23 to 1. Secretariat at 3 to 1. Ruffian 64 to 1. Wow. And Damascus is the computer favorite. Will go off at 2 to 1. And so that is the program for the race info. We don't have a race record. I haven't run it yet. Let's bet. So here's my betting screen. I'm at the window and I can choose. So I think I'm going to do a box bet, across the board bet. So we'll go 4, 5, 1, 5, and 6, 20. So across the board bet means I have Secretariat win, place, or show for 20. I have affirmed win, place, or show for 20. And I have Damascus win, place, or show for 20. The odds aren't as good, but you can win money in here. Now the exotic wagers. I can go a quinella, an exacta, or a trifecta, or a superfecta. They pay with the exactas, trifectas, and superfectas pay well, but you gotta get the numbers exactly right. So let's do, let me do a quinella here. 4, 6 for 20. Well, let's do a trifecta. 1, 6, 4 for 20. Okay, so that's how you bet. The trifecta has to be exact. So I'm betting on Affirm to win the race, Damascus for second, and Secretariat for third. Buy my tickets. I've spent $100. It's told me I have, that's what I've got. And so hit return to leave. I'm not going to bet the sample, so I've bet my races here. We click start. And that is where we start. Okay, so you can see the horses up in the upper right. And I'm going to do is you see this screen, it's the tote board. It's going to show me who's leading. Now, Secretariat, with after the betting, is now the favorite at 3-1. Affirmed will go off at 5-1. Forgo at 5.4-1. Seattle Slew at 5-1. Ruffian now is at 10-1, and Damascus is at 6-1. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cheat. I'm going to move this over to my other monitor so I can keep it up when I call the race. So you can see Aqueduct. That's what Aqueduct would look like. The horses are getting in the gate, and you can run a 2.25 mile race here. And so it gives you the basic time chart. In horse racing, old-fashioned ones, we read it in fifths. So on the bottom left where you see points of call, you'll see the decimal time, but when I call it, it'll be in fifths of a second. So in 1 mile, we should be getting about 1:36 and 2. So 1:36 and anywhere about a half a second, okay? 1:36.5. So Affirmed is first. Affirmed is going to be a good starter on the dirt and will not get as many good of a boost as we go along. So we're going to read, the computer will read 1 on the first turn, 2 on the second turn. Each turn is a furlong, or each turn is there. So the first furlong and such, and then gets a good start. 4 is a pretty good speed, but he's not going to close very fast. Forgo is going to get speed as we go. He's a gelding, 6-year-old gelding. Going to start really slow, and then those last 2 furlongs, he's going to catch a whole bunch of speed. So if he can run, if he can be there, he can actually do quite well. Seattle Slew is going to start fast on the dirt, and then in the intermediate furlongs, the kind of slow, and then pick it up a bit for the last 2 furlongs. He never lost a race in 1977. Showed you Secretariat's card. Ruffian is going to start like a house of fire and then kind of slow towards the end. She never lost a race until she died. And Damascus, I don't know much about him, but oh my God, gonna close like you would not believe. So, okay. And so the horses are in the gate. And they're off. Affirmed. We'll go 11 little clicks down the line. So he's already over that first furlong. We'll let the computer do the jockeying a bit. Good start for Affirmed. Now Forgo. Rolls a 5. He'll be behind Affirmed. He'll be a length behind right out of the gate. Not bad. Next, Seattle Slew. Watch him come. Seattle Slew will either settle down behind Affirmed or Forgo. It's a good roll. And he'll actually pull ahead of Forgo and ahead of Affirmed as he settles in with a 1-length lead. Now, Secretariat rolls an 11. That's not a good start for the super horse. And he'll settle in behind Affirmed, 3 lengths back, and 4 behind Seattle Slew. Ruffian. Again, these horses further away from the rail will work their way down as we go through. Ruffian got a great start and is now tied with Seattle Slew. We used all the forward and jockey rolls, or sideways rolls, and Ruffian is now tied for the lead, a length ahead of Affirmed. And now Damascus, who we said is not a great starter, gets an okay roll and sits 4 lengths off the lead. So now we go to roll 2, and we roll the leaders first. So the first one up is Seattle Slew. Gets a very good roll. 12 is the most forward moves I think you can get. And so he's done the first 2 furlongs and halfway through the third. Ruffian now. Another good roll. She's going to settle right along the rail, a length behind Seattle Slew. Now Affirmed. Affirmed gets a good run. And he settles right behind Ruffian, right along the rail. 4 go. Good movement, and sits 3 lengths back of Seattle Slew in 4th place. Secretariat gets another decent go. Hugs the rail, so took some moment off. 1, 2, 3, 4, and is 6 lengths off, but it's early in the race. Damascus. Really slow. Not a great start at all. Goes behind Secretariat and trails the field. The opening quarter in 22 2/5. 22:43, but I would call it 22 2/5. So a fast time as we're a quarter of the way through the race. Seattle Slew is up first. It's a decent roll. He can move forward 10. He stays off the rail. He's over the 5 furlong marker and is still currently half or most of the way through the backstretch. Now Ruffian, the surprise horse in second. Doesn't move? Doesn't move. And the race has frozen. Oops. We'll be right back. Well, rolling the 12 on Ruffian caused a runtime error. So we're going to start this race again. Everyone's there. I won't show you the cards. I got my cheat sheet up. And Fern gets away pretty well. Along the rail and is over the first furlong. 4 go. Not a good start. Does not move down behind Affirmed. He's a couple lengths off. Now Seattle Slew, whose race was rudely interrupted when Ruffian needed a redo. Decent start. Goes around 4 go and is even with Affirmed. Here's Secretariat. Secretariat does not move down the rail, or moves 1 down the rail, and he's even with Affirmed and Seattle Slew. Ruffian. Don't roll a 12. Gets a great start and is ahead. And now Damascus, I imagine, will move down. He'll sit there right 2 lengths behind Ruffian. So Ruffian by 1 over. Affirmed, Seattle Slew, and Secretariat. Then Damascus and 4 go. Trail it up. Ruffian moves down and gets a good run. She's run the first furlong now. Or the first 2 furlongs. Now Affirmed will chase. Affirmed is going to hug that rail all the way down the line. As we're on the back stretch. But that was not a good roll. Only going to get 9. And Affirmed is 3 lengths behind the lady. Seattle Slew gets a great jump. And is now right on Ruffian's tail. Secretariat. See if Secretariat moves closer to the rail. 11 forward is a very good run. And he, however, will not move down the line. He is even with Seattle Slew, a length behind Ruffian. Damascus, who now I think will definitely go down the line or towards the rail. Another slow start. Remember, Damascus is a closer, not a starter. He settles in with Billy Shoemaker about 5 lengths off the lead. And now Forgo settles on the rail and is even with Damascus. But it is Ruffian, and the opening quarter in 22 and 4, 22.85 the metric time or the decimal time, but 22 and 4, a fast pace for the first quarter. Ruffian, as she goes down the back stretch, gets a clean run, no one really near her. Seattle Slew keeps pace. He stays 1 length off the pace. Secretariat. Again, we keep expecting Secretariat to go down towards the rail and gets the perfect move. In fact, Secretariat doesn't move at all. He is now technically even with Ruffian. Affirmed. Finally gets some speed, but it's 3 lengths off the lead of Ruffian and Secretariat. Forgo. Better, but 3 lengths behind Affirmed. See if Damascus can find some speed. Not really, and so it'll be Ruffian and Secretariat a length ahead of Seattle Slew, and then Affirmed 3 back, Forgo 6 back, and Damascus 7 back as we head for the turn for home. Ruffian is ahead. Gets another good run as she makes the turn for home. Secretariat. Secretariat does not change lanes at all. And is now a length behind Ruffian as he makes the turn for home. Seattle Slew. Kind of wedged now between Ruffian and Secretariat on the top of the turn. Affirmed. Really needs a good roll. Isn't going to get it. Now 4 lengths behind. Forgo. Has all sorts of real estate. But is slow out of the gate. Or slow here. And Damascus with a good roll can get past him. Damascus. His best turn, and now he has passed Forgo. So Ruffian by a length over Seattle Slew and Secretariat, and 2 over Affirmed, the 3 Triple Crown horses of the 70s. That half in 44 and 2/5, 44.44. Again, a blistering pace set by Ruffian. So she moves along the turn, about 2.5 furlongs to go. The Slew now is right behind Ruffian again, 1 back. Ruffian not a great segment, and Seattle Slew has done what he's done all race. Now let's see if Secretariat will get some room along the inside. Likes that. He continues to stay on the outside, even with Seattle Slew, and 1 behind Ruffian. Affirmed. Affirmed starts to make up some ground because it's the shortest spot. So the 3 Triple Crown winners are right even. Secretariat, Seattle Slew, and Affirmed. Damascus. Finally gets something to kick in. Damascus, but he's still way back. He's 2 lengths behind the Triple Crown trio. Forgo. Better along the rail, but got a long way to go. So Ruffian by a length as Secretariat, Seattle Slew, and, well, Affirmed technically is in second place. So it was Ruffian, Affirmed, and Seattle Slew. Secretariat is fourth. Ruffian, and now we'll go, and now you'll hear Dave Johnson. So if we were doing a card and dice thing, it would be now, you'd read off that 1 and 2 for the next 2 rolls. So Ruffian with a good run. Affirmed is next. Affirmed within a length. Seattle Slew stays the same thing. They both got a forward movement of 10. Now Secretariat, who's not moved on closer to the rail at all, he started in that 4th hole and moved to the 3rd. Gets a good run, and he's going to be even now with Ruffian. Damascus, remember, he's a heck of a closer. Now right behind Seattle Slew. Forgo. A little better, but it's not going to be his day today. 3/4 of a mile and a 109 and 2 at 109.23. So a blistering pace. It's Ruffian, Secretariat, and Affirmed. Seattle Slew in 4th. Ruffian moves forward 10. That's not a guarantee that she's going to hold the lead. She's done very well, though. She should finish in the money. Secretariat. What kind of clothes does the Chestnut Colt have? It's the same as Ruffian. He got a 10 forward movement. So they are neck and neck with 1 roll left. Affirmed. Again, has hugged the rail the entire way. As Steve Cawthon pulls out the whip. And Affirmed is pulled even. Now Seattle Slew has a roadblock in front of him. He sits 1 behind Ruffian. Damascus is closing speed. What can he do? He can move 13. And now he's right up with Seattle Slew. Damascus is closing quite well. Forgo. Won't be his day today. 5 horses in the same pack, and then there's Forgo. So Ruffian, Secretariat. No, Affirmed. Affirmed by a head over Ruffian and Secretariat in 3rd. Damascus has moved up from 6th to 4th. Seattle Slew has fallen to 5th, and Forgo will be far gone. So Affirmed crosses the line. Now, what will happen is the other horses will get the chance. So if Affirmed is passed, that will determine who wins the race. Now here's Ruffian. Ruffian needs a good roll. Rolls a 6. Nope, that's only 10. So Affirmed has beat Ruffian. Ruffian will finish a length back. Now Secretariat. What kind of clothes has Turcotte got for Secretariat? Give me a photo finish between Affirmed and Secretariat. Damascus now, he really can close. He will finish. He won't win it. Seattle Slew. A bad finish. He's going to finish out of the money. And then Forgo. Brings up the rear. And it didn't finish the race. Did I get another one? Well, the mile was in 134 and 4. 134.4. But I think I'm going to get another error. Well, that's not good. I can't tell you how they bet either. So Affirmed with a win. Secretariat about half a length behind. Damascus will get third, and Ruffian will finish fourth. Don't have any odds. Oh, I do. They all finished technically. Oh, come on. Why don't I have the result? All right, so here we go. We did get it. So it said Damascus won the race, right? Yeah, no. Well, that's the results. I don't think that was right. I did, however, hit some bets. 136.4 was the time. So Damascus, 1380, 680, and 390 to show. Affirm 590 and 360, and Secretariat, not sure that was the case. So the trifecta paid off 244.66. The exacta paid off at 82.02, and the Quinella paid off at 40.50. That didn't seem quite right. 3 lengths is 1 space. But do we have the... Doesn't show how many lengths behind. Did I win? No. I lost money. All right. So we had an error, and I don't think it worked as well as it could have. But for the most part, you see how it works, and if they can get that fixed, then we're going to do some live horse racing on Twitch, where you'll get the chance to set up an account and bet, and hopefully we can get this all to work. So I'll send a note along to whoever at ASG Games to see what they can do, and we'll go from there. But that's basically the gist of how it works. So it's easy to set up races and all that. Any questions, ask. I might be able to answer them. I'm Ron Juckett. Thank you so much for watching. We'll talk to you the next time.